Good morning, my dear students. I hope everyone can see me and hear me clearly. Good morning to another class of Bangladesh Studies. I hope everyone can see and hear me clearly. Okay, at the beginning of your class, I want to say that you open your copies. Please open your classwork copies and copy this work. These are the two question answers from lesson 2. In the last class, in the previous class, last week, I explained lesson 1 and half of lesson 2. From that lesson 2, you will be having these two short question answers. Please write it down. What is called global warming? Global warming is the usually rapid increase in Earth's average surface temperature due to the greenhouse effect. And what do you mean by greenhouse gas? Greenhouse gases are gases in Earth's atmosphere that trap heat. They let sunlight pass through, but they prevent the heat that sunlight brings leaving the atmosphere. In our Earth, there is atmosphere. We all know. In the atmosphere, the greenhouse gases are over there in the atmosphere. So, what are the gases in the greenhouse gases? The highest amount of composition of greenhouse gases is carbon dioxide. Okay, so greenhouse gases are gases in Earth's atmosphere that trap heat. That means, for example, this is our Earth and this is the atmosphere. And this is the sun. So here there are many gases, okay? Greenhouse gases present in our atmosphere. So when the sun's heat or the ray is falling on it, they are actually this atmosphere trap heat. So when the heat from our Earth also goes, it also gets trapped over here, and when the heat from the sun also comes, it also gets trapped over here. So they let sunlight pass through, but they prevent the heat that sunlight brings leaving the atmosphere. It's always vice versa. So when the amount of heat on our Earth increases, it gets trapped into the atmosphere. This is the reason why the global warming is increasing, because in our Earth we can say that the number of industries, actually the quantity of heat is increasing every day. So what's happening? The heat is getting trapped in our atmosphere. There actually, and for this reason, the global warming is increasing, because when it gets trapped, obviously some of the heat will come back, or isn't it? So that will make our Earth's surface even more hotter day by day. So what is called global warming? Global warming is the usually rapid increase in Earth's average surface temperature due to the greenhouse gas. Because of the greenhouse gases increasing, the surface temperature of the Earth is also increasing. And what do you mean by greenhouse gas? Greenhouse gases are gases in Earth's atmosphere that trap heat. They let sunlight pass through, but they prevent the heat that sunlight brings leaving the atmosphere. You must be clear with these two concepts. Okay, don't actually get confused with it. What is the meaning of global warming and what is the meaning of greenhouse gas? In our page number 65, okay, I have also explained that in the first paragraph, that the increased presence of these gases, what are the gases? Like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons, etc. There are many kinds of gases also present, but the mainly composition is carbon dioxide. The increased presence of these gases in atmosphere increases temperature of the earth. Human activities are also responsible, isn't it? Because we are also giving out what? Carbon dioxide. That is also going to the atmosphere and get trapped. So the increase of carbon dioxide is every day increasing, and it is affecting the atmosphere, and vice versa, where the global warming is increasing. Carbon dioxide constitutes the largest portion of greenhouse gas. I am reading this page. Okay, I am reading this page, page number 65. I am actually reading the last class portion, the last portion. Okay, the last portion. Carbon dioxide constitutes the largest portion of greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, then these gases generated from electricity production, smoke, and vehicles fuel, brick killing, etc. So all these works leave carbon dioxide. Electricity production leaves carbon dioxide, smoke carry carbon dioxide, vehicles fuel, brick killing, these all carry carbon dioxide. So when they actually work on this, they are giving out carbon dioxide, and this is increasing the greenhouse gas composition of the portion of carbon dioxide. The percentage of greenhouse gases has drastically increased these days. From these, we can easily understand the danger of climatic change. Okay, they are saying because of the greenhouse gas effect, the global warming has been increasing. We humans are also responsible, because actually if you survive, we need to breathe out, isn't it? Then the activities that we do, like in the industries, that electricity we need, so that when you're producing the electricity, that's give out carbon dioxide. Vehicles will run on the roads, that will also give out carbon dioxide. So because of us, our living, our everyday activities, because of our living, we also need to work, and that's why the carbon dioxide also, the composition, the portion of carbon dioxide is also increasing. That is affecting the atmosphere gases. That's why the global warming is increasing. I hope everyone is clear with this global warming and greenhouse connection. Okay. Last class, I explained till danger of climatic change. Now I will start from the second para of page 65. The causes for climatic change in Bangladesh are almost same as those around the world. However, in developing countries like Bangladesh do not use the same amount of fuel as used by the developed countries. They are saying that in the developed countries, the amount of fuel is using more than the developing countries. Obviously, we are developing, the number of industries, everything is less than the developed countries. So the usage quantity of fuel is also less. These considered developed countries are most responsible for the change in climate, but we are the ones to bear the maximum brunt of this. Now the last para, the second para, they have discussed that the developed countries actually are using the more fuel and causing the more heat to occur than the developing countries, but we also suffer. Okay, the temperature of the earth is also rising due to continuous deforestation. Deforestation means that you are actually damaging the forest. That is called deforestation. Cutting down trees, you're not actually keeping the forest longer. Why? To make industries, to make buildings, for that. So when you actually are cutting the trees, what is damaging the environment and also the production of oxygen. You know, oxygen is a cooler gas. When if you go to a place where there are more trees, you will feel cold or you will feel cool, isn't it? Because the oxygen production is more over there, the presence of oxygen is more over there. That's why When you are cutting down the trees, you are actually decreasing the amount of oxygen in the environment. That's why it becomes more warmer, and the carbon dioxide gas is a bit warmer gas. Okay? Then experts opine that a country needs forests that should amount to 25% of its size. That means about a country's area, of that 25%, the area the, of the 25% of the country's area should be forest. Experts opine that. But Bangladesh has only 17%. So we have less forest. Moreover, the amount of forest is still decreasing due to indiscriminate cutting down of trees and destruction of hills. Consequently, the amount of rain in Bangladesh has decreased recently because of the deforestation also. I hope everyone has written these two questions. That is, what is called global warming and what do you mean by greenhouse gas? I want everyone to be clear with these two concepts, that what do you mean by the greenhouse gas and what do you mean by the global warming, or then you can actually say that why the global warming is causing why the global warming is increasing. Because of global warming, we are having more natural disasters. First, you have to know what is global warming, what is causing the global warming. Then you will know its causes, its reasons, its damages. Okay. What is called global warming? Global warming is the usually rapid increase in Earth's average surface temperature due to the greenhouse gas. Because of the greenhouse gas, the global warming is increasing. Where it is increasing? In the Earth's surface temperature. Average temperature, there is average temperature, but due to the greenhouse gas, it is increasing. What do you mean by greenhouse gas? Greenhouse gases are gases in Earth's atmosphere that trap heat. They let sunlight pass through, but they prevent the heat that sunlight brings, leaving the atmosphere. That's why in the atmosphere, the heat is increasing because of that. We are also actually getting the heat more. The winters are decreasing. The winters are not like cold before the days. Maybe now this year we can have a more cooler winter, I guess, because the global warming has been decreased because of the situation that we are all suffering. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, what do you mean by greenhouse gas? Greenhouse gas, I hope this is clear to you and you have written this in your classwork copies. Okay? In this lesson, from this lesson, one more thing I want you to remember or write in your classwork copies. That is, I think I can wrap this one, okay? One more thing that I want to write also, that is question number 3. These 3 things, if you remember from this lesson, it's enough. Okay? How the amount of forest is decreasing in our country. How the amount of forest is decreasing in our country. This answer you will write on your own. It's very easy. In the last para of page number 65, you will get it. How the amount of our forest is decreasing in our country. Okay, I'm telling also. This is the third last line, last para, that the forest is decreasing due to indiscriminate cutting down of trees and destruction of hills. Okay. This question could be like this also, that what is called deforestation in our country. How the amount of forest is decreasing in our country due to indiscriminate cutting down of trees and destruction of hills. Okay, I'm not writing it. It's in the book, page number 65, last para, third last line. You will get it. Today we will move to lesson 3. Some disasters due to climate change. Disaster means that's not you're going and destroying something, natural disasters, okay? Some natural disasters due to climate change, isn't it? There are natural disasters occurring due to the climatic changes. Bangladesh is a disaster prone country. That doesn't mean that we are having disasters very frequently. That means we have all kinds of natural disasters occurring in our country. Okay? Many natural disasters occur here. Some mentionable of them are cyclone and tidal waves, floods, river erosion, drought, chill tornado, nor'westers, etc. Besides, Bangladesh is at risk of earthquake also. So see, we have all kinds of natural disasters in our country. We are not actually lucky. 3.1, cyclone and tidal wave. These two natural disasters occur in the coastal areas where the depression is more. It's not the depression that occur in us. Okay? In weather also, the weather also has depression like us. Like when we have depression, when we feel sad, we don't know actually when we have depression. It occurs unknowingly. So in weather, there is also a depression. When the air, cyclone, when the air of Earth's surface of a particular place becomes too hot, it blows upwards. You know that the lighter air goes up and the heavier stays down. So when the air of the earth surface of a particular place becomes too hot, where what will go? What will happen to that? It will blow upward because it will become light, so it will blow upward. As a result, air pressure of that place grows less. So when the air becomes too hot because of the heat, the air goes upward and the pressure of that place becomes less. That means the pressure of the air becomes less due to the heat. Okay, due to the heat of the atmosphere. This is called depression. This is called depression. Okay, that means when a particular place of Earth's uh, surface becomes too hot, in that part the air becomes lighter and it goes up. It goes up and that air pressure of that place becomes less. This is called the weather depression. Okay, it doesn't mean that the weather becomes sad and goes into a depression. No, because of the heat. I'm really sorry because I couldn't take any questions during the class. I will reply each and every one of your queries after the class. By today. Okay? By today. Not after just after the class. No, I can't. By today, I will answer all of your queries. I'll check and I will answer them. But till that time, please be patient. Okay. At this stage, air from the surrounding places rushes to that depression area with higher speed. So, after the depression occurs, what happened? The air from the other places rushes to that depression area. Why? Because there the air rises up because of the depression, and these fast moving of air is actually called cyclone. Okay. Most of the cyclones in Bangladesh occur due to depression created in the Bay of Bengal. What happens in the Bay of Bengal? The heat is much over there. Because of that, the depression occurs very frequently, and that's why the surrounding air rushes more fastly and the cyclone occurs. Okay? These kind of depression and storm in sea generate huge waves. Okay, and because of these depression, the cyclone occurs. The cyclone actually occur in the huge waves, and the waves in their turn. This is written turn. This will be turn. Okay, this will be turn. Turn inundate. Inundate means overflow the landmass of coastal areas with great speed. Landmass means the sand part. This is called tidal wave. Okay, I am now in lesson 3, page number 66. Okay, lesson 2 is done. From lesson 2, I gave 3 questions. From lesson 2, one was about global warming, greenhouse, and this one. Now I have come to lesson 3, page number 66. Please finish writing this question. I grab it. This one also. Okay, these kind of depression and storm in sea generate huge waves, and the waves in turn inundate the land mass of coastal areas with great speed. So there, when there is huge wave in the sea, it will also affect the sand part, isn't it? So that will cause the tidal wave. So in the sea, when there is a cyclone, there is a tidal wave in the dry part. This is called tidal wave. Cyclones and tidal waves have struck the coastal areas of Bangladesh several times. Obviously, it will. When there will be more heat, there will be depression because of that cyclone occur. Because of that now, because of the cyclone, the landmass will inundate and it will cause the tidal wave. These have killed so many people and crops and cattle have been wiped away. Such a cyclone and tidal wave on 12 November 1917 our coastal belt killed about 1 million people. Cedar and Alia are 2 examples of cyclone of the recent past. These 2 were actually were like the exception case. That time it was very harsh. Ila It was Isla, yes, Isla. Isla and Cedar. Cedar was more dangerous. Huh? About 3 million people in 28 districts were affected by Cedar on 15 November 2007. That time I was very small, I just could remember that there was no electricity the whole night. There was so much wind outside. We couldn't feel that much because I used to live in the first floor, and that's why we can hear the sound of the wind. That was so much sound we can hear, and no electricity that time. There was because of the cedar. Isla caused havoc on 5th May 2009, destroying people, birds, and animals, crops, and houses. Generally, the meteorological office forecast is the office where the weather information occurs or they give us forecast about these cyclones and issue warnings to the people. We can minimize losses if we follow the forecast and take necessary precautions. We need to prepare for mitigating the impending disaster and take refuge in storm shelters at this time. You know, the meteorological office, they will give a forecast that um, a natural disaster is reaching, so we can take precautions to minimize the loss, to save our lives and our belongings. Okay, I'm wrapping it from lesson 3. I will give 2 questions. Not much. You don't need to worry about it. Okay, the questions you are writing in your classwork copies. Lesson wise, you will start learning. I'll give the study notes where you will get all the question answers. Okay. More things will be there also. What is called weather depression? question number 2. How can we minimize losses caused by natural disasters? Just two things only, not more than that. What is called weather depression? How can we minimize losses caused by natural disasters? These two answers, okay? What is called weather depression? Cyclone and tidal wave. There is the first line, 3.1, first line. When the air of Earth's surface of a particular place becomes too hot, it blows upwards. As a result, air pressure of that place grows less. This is called weather depression. Don't write only depression, okay? How can we minimize losses caused by natural disasters? Third last line. We can minimize losses if we follow the forecasts and take necessary precautions. We can also add if we follow the forecasts from the meteorological office and take necessary precautions. I want you to write the answers from the book on your own. If something that is not in the book written nicely or well enough, I write it on the book, like the global warming and the greenhouse. But these two answers, you can actually write it from the book. It's well written. That what is called weather depression, when the air of Earth surface of a particular place becomes too hot, it blows upwards. As a result, air pressure of that place grows less. This is called depression. How can we minimize losses caused by natural disasters? Third last line of page number 66. We can minimize losses if we follow the meteorological office forecasts and take necessary precautions. We can minimize losses if we follow the meteorological office forecasts and take necessary precautions. Today this much. I'm not going to explain more and give any notes. I hope this much is clear to everyone. This is all for today. Okay. Any queries? If you have any questions after the class by today, I will answer all of it. So in this class, we have done 3 questions from lesson 2 and these 2 questions from lesson 3, page number 66. I've written the page wrong, please correct it. Page number 66. Okay. From the next class, we will start 3.2, that is from page number 67. I hope this much is clear. Thank you. See you in the next class.